Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight best of 5 series of professional StarCraft 2. The first map on the list is Torches here. The upper right corner shall belong to a blue, a Protoss, a player. It is MaxPax. And their opponent here, the red probes, the bottom right, none other than Classic. Throwing out the GLHF too at that. How polite, how professional it may be. But gentlemen, ladies, and everything in between, I have a command, a decree. You must put down that beverage. Pick up that bingo card, because today we are focusing on the madness, the shenanigans, the chaos that make up the lovable PvP we have here. Protoss Showdown. What will happen? What will occur? How long will it take us to get to something like Void Rays or DTs? Will there be Blink? Will there not be Blink? Will there be buildings in places they don't belong? Probably. If this probe has anything to say about it. MaxPax using that probe, blocking the natural location. Classic. Likewise, although MaxPax didn't seem nearly as interested in trying to get rid of said probe. Classic gets to throw down the Nexus there, gets to start that a little bit before MaxPax wants to. MaxPax clearly can, has the ability, has the option to do so. So what is MaxPax cooking up, I wonder? Not going for the expansion. Of course, it is a decision you can make. It is something you can do. One base type of play. Maybe going for tech a little bit quicker. A Stargate whipped out right away. The Zealot should be able, of course, to get rid of the probe if the probe ever decides to actually let it get caught. Oh, and a pylon block at that. Make it so that MaxPax actually has to use the Zealot that he made. Adept follow-up. They're both going for Stargate. This is a full wall. Interesting. Looks like. Okay. Maybe. There might be space in here. We'll see. The probe, I will say, probably is locked in. If that is a full wall probe, is completely locked in. It's like, well, now you're just stuck in here with me. Get to watch the Nexus complete. See how many probes come up. Oh god, not this, not this. Come on, Phoenix, really? Double? Okay, well. All right. Phoenix on the bingo cards. If you have Phoenix on your bingo card, go ahead and place that token down. You got that. Of course, the free spot being PvP in the dead center. Usually we wait to have more than one Phoenix. Okay. Well, that was about as perfect as it could have been, I will say. I don't think it's going to get much better than that. They just smoke each other right off the bat. Okay, then. Well, Classic decides to send one Phoenix across, giving plenty of time for there to be 2 Phoenix at home for MaxPax. And in this Phoenix battle, of course, you know, more Phoenix tends to beat less Phoenix. It's been a Phoenix problem ever since he was a Zealot in Antioch at some point, right? 3, the count rises. Second Stargate for MaxPax. Only 1 still for Classic. Now this could present an issue, of course, if they actually do come to blows. MaxPax having double the production factor there. Did eventually get the natural Nexus down and using that economy. Classic a bit up on workers, I will say, so, and therefore could be affording the second Stargate. But is it going to come too little too late? If they actually come to battle here, what's our count at? It's 5-5. There are only 4 here right now for Classic. Where'd MaxPax's go? Yeah, okay. 5 to 4 right there. If Classic was actually able to scan that and identify that. The reason you clump the Phoenix together like this when you're using the Phoenix, same with Mutas, it's so that the other player can't easily identify how many you have. Because especially if you are the player that has them, the numbers advantage with the setup, you want to try to leverage that advantage. So you want to try to trick your opponent into taking a bad fight, taking that engagement that they might not be able to win, might not see coming. The Classic looks to want to leverage that economy to go a bit higher in tech, getting the Fleet Beacon, I'm assuming, for Anion Pulse Crystals or plus Phoenix range. Give them those nice, pretty purple lasers. Make it so they can fire before MaxPaxes. The inching. They're both just inching forward there. The battery will help out a little bit unless MaxPax actually times the attacks well enough and focuses fire. If all the Phoenix fire at once on the same Phoenix, it's gone. Vaporized. No questions, no issues with that. The count, 11 to 8. Is this really what we're gonna have happen? This is what I'm talking about. They all fire at once, one volley, it's gone. He just evaporates. Left with 9 Phoenix. It's just over. Freaking PvP. You two. Good grief. Okay, well, more Phoenix still beats less Phoenix for those that were wanting to know that information today. There you have it. Onwards to map number 2. Map number 2 in the series shall be the appropriately Protoss pylon here. Yes, the upper left corner shall belong to the victor from map number 1, the architect of the More Phoenix build, MaxPax. Which means the opponent here, the bottom right, the red probes with unfortunately less Phoenix in that last one. Classic. We will see if they have learned from their mistakes, making more Phoenix this time instead of less Phoenix. Yes, it's like Zerg math. There's either enough or more. There's no in between. There's no actual numbers involved with it. I either have enough Banelings or I need more Banelings. You know it. Zerg players, don't lie. Don't lie to yourselves, don't lie to me. I know. I'm there, right there with you. Sometimes you need more lurkers. Sometimes you go to your lurkers and you're like, wow, that's enough. Okay, that's plenty. I shouldn't make any more lurkers. You know. We will see how things unfold if they decide to go for similar type of thing. Well, so far, not the case, but of course, Protoss takes a minute to actually show what they want to do. This map, I should say, started to get ahead of myself there. This map is going to present a different type of setup for them because the natural has no ramp. You might be thinking, that makes a difference? Oh yes, absolutely that makes a difference. Without the presence of the ramp, units on this level, this plane, have vision of everything and can shoot and see. With the ramp, though, you need the high ground vision to actually shoot and see and do your sorts of chaotic shenanigans. So that's why you might see air units a bit more prevalent on those ramp maps. This one, not going to be the case. They are going for something incredibly different this time, although identical to each other, Robo. So not going to have a repeat, thank Tassadar. We will not have a repeat of that Phoenix shenanigan. Stalker pops out from the gateway, Adept follow-up here. MaxPax going for a little bit of both there. The double Stalker for Classic. Okay, the opener. Stalker's, of course, much more, for lack of better words, adept at dealing with Adepts. The issue, of course, is keeping up with them, because that shade causes all sorts of problems. 15 health, cutting it a little close there, man. Never left you hanging before, sir, said the Adept, I'm sure. Stalkers quickly find them, as mentioned. They deal with Adepts very well. Did MaxPax have any... MaxPax knows about this. I think I missed that scout. MaxPax has identified the Robo is proxied, going for a prism. Might just be using it for a bit of defensive, helping out the stalker, so to speak, prism juggling, if you will. MaxPax going for an immortal instead, probably the even more defensive option, defensive choice there. 4 stalkers versus 4 stalkers and 1 immortal does have a big difference. The question will be the prism. Being able to juggle those stalkers around, have some of them stay alive a bit easier. Could warp in reinforcements, but I don't think that's what the Classic's really wanting to do with it. I think this is purely harassment purposes. Getting it out before going for the immortal means you can do a bit of work with the stalkers. You don't have to wait and do the immortal prism juggle, which we all, I surely hope, remember, know and love. Prism immortal juggling, the shenanigans that came from that. Wow, that was awkward. The Adept Shades were stopped by the shade, but then did not continue when they actually phased through and could have walked right through. Okay then. Either way, they are dealt with. Classic still holding out strong. Prism for MaxPax shows up with the Immortal, immediately targets down the pylon, going to unpower both of the gateways. There's only one other gate. Classic dropped down to 1 gate production, no pylon follow-up here. The Prism of Classic is deflected, dealt with. The Immortal so much more apt for the Prism juggle type of attack there with its instant fire mechanic. No projectile, no dealing with it, just plop it down, fire away, and pick it back up. Hallucinated Phoenix will spot the Prism and throw some harsh language, some angry words at it. Stalker's trapped by the force field, quickly countered by the Prism, as mentioned. Immortal shows up for Classic. The slow waddle of, you're gonna get it when I get there. Okay. Start slapping Stalkers left and right. Prism warp in some additional reinforcements. Does anybody have Blink? No. We're not going for Blink, Indigos. Don't be silly. 2 Immortals are better than 1, some might say. How will the Prisms deal with the math issue, though? MaxPax puts both of the Immortals in the Prism, looking to really try out the juggle, it would seem. Stalkers really need to catch up, deal with the Prism. I worry there's not enough real anti-air for Classic. The army supply is in favor. Most of it's in Immortals that aren't really even here, though. They're on the other side. The Harassment Immortal. Really? This is what we're doing? Well, the battery's going to really make that an awkward engagement. The Prism shows up back at the base. Immortals gun down the pylons yet again. Classic struggling to even maintain and the ability to warp things in. Immortal picked off. MaxPax gets a really nice pick-off for that. Well, Prism trying to do what it can to avert the force field counter and usage there. Sentries picked off. Immortals doing the best they can, but good grief, the army supply just goes to MaxPax in a dominating performance there with that battle. MaxPax shutting down the pylon multiple times, denying that production for Classic, eventually catches up, overtakes, and takes map number 2 with that. We are at match point for one of these 2 already. The next map in the series shall be Persephone here. I feel like we just did the intro. We just got here, guys, and we are at match point already for one of these Protoss. In the upper left corner on the top side of the map, again, has been working out for him so far. It is MaxPax. And in the bottom left sector, we have the Red Probes Classic. I'm honestly a bit shocked that we're at this point. Like, it could all end here. If Classic doesn't whip out something unusually sneaky and Protossy, MaxPax has been showing quite the performance. Could take it here and now. We will see. We saw a couple of very different games, I will say. I quite enjoyed getting to see a bit more action in the second one there. If we're going to have a rinse repeat, I hope it's that one. odds are in our favor. Again, the discussion we had on map number 2, no ramp in the natural, so we have strong likelihood of a similar type of match there. Classic going for a little bit of a deviation here. Instead of going for the usual 2-gate type of opener at the ramp, instead we're going to go for the quicker Nexus gate, 1-gate core setup. MaxPax. What are you doing? Okay. Up 2 points here. Got to be feeling good, feeling a little confident. Starts to say, I think we can get a little bit sneaky here. Drop the guard a little bit. Maybe do something slightly more experimental, slightly riskier. Perhaps. What's it going to be? The core done? Core is done. It is a robo. So we're going to see that last one. Classic was the one with the proxy robo. Did not end up working out for them. I went for the quick prism. Did get a little bit of damage done here and there, sure, but net loss overall. This time, though, we're going to see a bit of a change, a bit of a shakeup. It is a MaxPax going for the proxy robo. Nexus is going to complete for Classic, who still has not chosen a tech path. Now, this is going to be slightly problematic, I would say. Going for an extra gate. Okay. I do at least like the idea of having more units, as we learned in map number 1. More stuff beats less stuff still, 20-something years later at this point. Prism, the choice. We're seeing MaxPax saw Classics build and was like, ooh, I want to do that. That looks like fun. Can I try that? Stargate for Classic. I like the decision. The choice for what it's going to be, though, I think could make or break this defense. It's also a fair bit late to really help out and try to shut this down. Like, think about it. If Classic had done the Stargate at a normal tech timing instead of going for the quicker Nexus, could have 1 Phoenix, 1 Void Ray, just to help stave off the Prism here. A possibility. We'll see. The micro battle ensues. 4 Stalkers with 1 Sentry versus 4 Stalkers and a Prism. Immediate losses on both sides. The Prism does what it can to try to save, try to help out. Warp Gate finally completes for them. Start to warp in the reinforcements. Stalkers going for the defense. An Immortal shows up, stray from the wilds, ready to do battle, ready to throw down with the best of them. Good job, Phoenix. Force Field goes out, tries to cut off one of the Stalkers, will get picked off. MaxPax just walks in like he owns the place. Phoenix gets here, picks up the Immortal Energy recharge used to keep that Phoenix going with the lift. Will actually succeed in picking off the Immortal. Classic. It's a tough struggle. The Prism's really helping out, keeping things alive. Good grief. MaxPax's control with the Prism juggling is looking on point. The army supply nearly 2-to-1 advantage. Stalker volleys getting to the one-shot levels. Protoss boys have to be pulled. Phoenix trying to help out, trying to deflect the Prism, but there's just too many Stalkers. And now there's another Immortal here again. The Phoenix can't lift. The Immortals just start to slap the Stalkers left and right. Dare I say, MaxPax has done it. Using the build that Classic was trying to do in map number 2, we get to see the execution. MaxPax showing how it's done. There are 4 batteries in this base, but there is no hope. These Stalkers are not making it out of here. The Immortal still doing the best it can. W is thrown up. We're going to just consider that a GG. Classic has to tap out up against the ropes, backed into a corner. MaxPax with an obscenely strong performance, 3-0, with different types of builds, different flavors there. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.